Bum, bum, bum. Alright, there we go. Ruby. Alright. So, finally mustered up the courage, or mustered up the courage to do the raid. Now, I said this before, but I have not seen anything about the raid. I've seen obviously thumbnails of some of the, some of the fights, what they look like, but not all of them. And so, like, I know what some of the fights look like, the monsters look like, bosses look like, but I don't know anything. I don't know anything about the story. I don't know anything about, like, the mechanics or anything. I'm going into this blind. That being said, this is the story mode version, so I'm hoping they're gonna be able to do this. Obviously, I'm gonna go into the Dragoon, because I am not gonna try tanking that. But, yeah. So, without further ado, let's do this. Nemgigi. Crystal from beyond. Nemji nods at you as if he was expecting your arrival. It appears my calculations were correct. I knew that at this very spot I would encounter none other than Tennant, the hero who saw us through the final day. So certain was I of my math that I stood here for what... Well, let's not concern ourselves with that. I am Nemgigi, assistant to one Professor Claudian. We work with the Atioscope to observe the ethereal sea and delve into the myriad mysteries. Some mysteries, though, are beyond even our capabilities to unravel. The strange crystal we but recently discovered, for instance, defies our every conjecture. You've been to the center of the star and far beyond it, however, so we hope that you may seize them. Let's try that again. You've been to the center of the star and far beyond it, so we... Yeah, I don't know why this thing keeps disconnecting and reconnecting. It's really, really, really freaking annoying. I'm positive it's not my internet because I have full signal on my internet. And I'm pretty sure it's not the game because it's going straight perfectly there. I mean, is it the capture equipment? I gotta check this thing out. Anyway, let's keep going. Hopefully it happens there and no other time. As I live and breathe, it really is. I assume Nemgigi was simply attempting to pull one over on it, as it were. Perhaps I should pay more heed to her wild claims. Welcome, welcome. We appreciate any insight you can provide on the matter on this crystal. Professor Claudian will share the particulars with you. Greetings, Tenant, and welcome to my humble laboratory. I am sure Nemgigi has already told you plenty about us, but allow me to introduce myself personally. I am Claudian, leader of this little research collective. I must admit, I have been nervous about this meeting ever since Nemgigi set out to find you. For a researcher in my field, there is no greater honor than to meet the first man in history to traverse the ethereal sea and to return to tell the tale. The professor speaks often and at length of your deeds, but he has no small number of achievements to his own name. He has peered deeper into the ethereal sea than any other in Charlian, and the breadth of his knowledge is peerless. Peerless, perhaps, but for a single man. We must seize this precious opportunity to learn what we can from him, and perhaps crack this conundrum that... Dang, it's happening more frequent. Jesus. Hopefully I'm going to put to record, and hopefully I have enough room in this tiny computer to hold that, however long this stream ends up being. But yeah, as I was saying, I'm surprised it was these three that they're the ones that actually found out about Heindel, so that's interesting. Soon thereafter, all research was moved to Labyrinthos, and through the Etioscope did we continue our vigil. As impressive a work as the device is, however, it can glimpse but a fraction of the sea's infinite depths. Which brings us to the matter at hand. Not long after the Exodus was declared, we recovered an unusual crystal shard during our routine observation. It appeared before us suddenly, as if propelled to the surface by some unknown force. We found that it possessed an ethereal density that exceeds that of normal crystals by orders of magnitude, and its shape resembles nothing which occurs in the natural world. It was made, not formed. Unfortunately, that was the extent of the information we could glean before we were forced to turn our focus towards the Exodus. The crystal was very nearly forgotten amidst a sudden upheaval. But thanks to the efforts of a certain someone, that crisis is now behind us, and we are free to resume our research. You're welcome. Thus did we seek you out, the dauntless adventurer who delved into the unknown and beheld its innermost secrets, and now we would have you see for yourself. Here is the crystal in question. If it resembles aught you have encountered before, even by the smallest degree, please say so. Oh shit! They're the crystals of the convocation. Memories abides within this crystal. As I thought, you do know what this is. Please tell me everything. Well, you see, these crystals belong to the Asians, and they put memories and magics into them that I can use. I actually have one here. Take it out and show it to them. This is mine. I see. The Asians use these to transfer their memories to new vessels. Fascinating indeed. It was plain that this crystal was special somehow, but this revelation surpasses even my considerable expectations. Similar artifacts have appeared throughout the ages, memories of martial techniques manifested as crystalline shards on the battlefield, or storage stones passed from master to student. Yeah, the job crystals. A comparison between said artifacts and this crystal may prove a fruitful first step in unveiling its true nature. What do you think, Professor? Asian memories, windows through which we can gaze upon the convocation of the 14. Unlike the crystal in Tenon's story, this one does not bear the mark of the convocation. Who then could these memories belong to? And more importantly, why were they stored in this particular shard? More importantly still, why was it set adrift on the ethereal sea? Good question. Professor! Professor Claudian! Yeah? I'm well aware that contemplation is the key to breakthrough, but there is a propriety to consider. We have a guest, one you invited explicitly. Must we do this every time? Oh, yeah, I can't talk, it's been a while. Well, even with that. If anyone, message, come, Pandaemonium, please. Face, grave, threat, star, in danger. That expression does not bode well. What did you see? I heard. Didn't see, I heard. Pandaemonium? This is not a word I have heard before. If my knowledge of the ancient tongue serves me, it means all demons. Not a name that inspires optimism, all things considered. In the event that another star-shattering cataclysm is in fact bearing down upon us, I would have the aforementioned examples of crystallized memory to hand. Nemgiji, Ruzanod, I entrust their procurement to you. If there are more memories to be extracted from this crystal, we will find them. As for you, Tenant, there is a person I would have you seek, the one who has delivered so dire a warning. Your story tells us this crystal could very well have been made by one of the ancients. If that is the case, then discerning the nature of this Pandeamonium would require a trip too far into the past, to an era before the Sundering. I know of only one individual capable of such a feat, the very hero who traversed time to prevent the world's doom. Wait, so everybody knows I traveled to the past? I must confess, the tales people tell of your adventures beggar belief, and their veracity has been a subject of much debate among my peers. After today's meeting, however, there can be no doubt in my mind that every incredible exploit is fact. So I ask you now, return to the past, find out what and where Pandaemonium is, and if we need be concerned by this message. Thank you. For the time being, you should keep the crystal in your possession. I do not think you have seen the last of its memories, and more may be drawn out as you approach their source. Safe travels, and may we meet again soon to share our findings. In other words, go to Elpis. Can't I just teleport to Elpis? Whoa. What outfit is that? Late elegant mask of maiming? Late elegant armor of maiming. What? I took that one. Welcome, my lord. If you wish to go to the opera there, I should... Okay. I don't need to do that. I don't know it's important. If receive this message, come, Pandeemonium, quickly. Oh, wait, so is Pandeemonium not in Elpis? Okay. sky, right? Yeah, just like Elvis. Ugh. Could it be? For the briefest moment, I thought you to be a dear friend of mine. I realize now that such a notion is preposterous. He doesn't have soul eyes, I don't think. Uh, he told me a falling star would appear before me, and I suppose you must be it. Truth be told, I did not expect the expression to be so literal. Oh, Demis. Oh, that's right. A little bit. This has to be a little bit. Apologies for not introducing myself properly. My name is Themis. Demis or Themis? As you can see by my bare face, I am not one of Elpis' observers. Rather, I come here on assignment, which has been more or less routine up until this very moment. You certainly do not know how to make an entrance. I must wonder what brought you here, for it is plain that you do not belong here, or any place I know for that matter. I am Asm's familiar. Just stick with it. It appears my initial impression of you was not so preposterous after all. I did not know my friend had such a unique familiar at his disposal. If you are here at Asm's behest, then I believe I can hazard a guess as to your purpose. You are here to investigate Pandaemonium, yes? If so, we may be able to help one another. But first, might I trouble you to explain how you came to collide with my skull? What did we tell him? Wait, what did we... Okay, I see. I believe that dispels any major doubts I had concerning your intentions. Apologies for being so intrusive, but you must understand this is an uncommon occurrence. I shall pry no further, for I am well aware that we all have secrets we must keep. However, if I may, I would very much like to take a look at this crystal of yours. Fascinating. While I cannot say the facility extends beneath Elpis and is overseen by the words of Laha Brea. It houses those creations that are highly valued as research subjects and highly dangerous to the star. Naturally, it is strictly guarded and under constant surveillance. Several days ago, however, an unnatural shift in the flow of its surrounding ether, was detected. Soon thereafter, all communications from Pandeamonium ceased. I am here as a representative of an organization that works directly with the convocation. and have been tasked with investigating this incident. Now that there is some measure of transparency between us, might I offer a suggestion as to what we should do next? Again, I don't know why this thing keeps cutting out. Because on my end, it says I keep having excellent connection, and the software OBS doesn't seem to be having any problems, so is it the capture card? Is my capture card messed up? It has to be the software, because I keep saying that OBS is disconnecting. Anyway. During the course of your investigation, you may discover valuable artifacts. These can be exchanged for equipment. Oh, yeah. Basically, the drops, the loot from the whatever. Real quick. Okay, so yeah, I am in Elpis, where familiars dare. Themis is eager to commence the investigation into Pandaemonium. Now then, my proposal is simple. Let us journey to Pandaemonium together. Our destination is the same, and I suspect their arrangement would work to our mutual benefit. Besides, I should have no trouble gaining us both access. I do hope you agree. I would be loath to part ways from the falling star I have been waiting so long. Originally, I planned to conduct my investigation with a friend I mentioned earlier. He had also noticed the anomaly near Pandaemonium, so it only seemed natural that we should investigate it together. However, he eventually decided that it would be unwise for us both to go. If two members of our organization were seen poking our heads about restricted facilities, it could raise questions, you see. I decided to go alone, but he left me with these words. Fear not, for in my absence a star shall fall before you. While I could not comprehend his meaning at the time, I believe now I understand. He does have a way of being right about these things. Even so, his hints of what to come are generally more cryptic. I suppose I should have kept my gaze to the heavens. Suffice it to say that I am grateful for your presence either way. As for the matter at hand, we must first gain permission from the words of La Habrea for entry into Pandaemonium. There ought to be a speaker waiting at Anagnoris. I can't say that place still. Words of La Habrea speaker. I sent a request for permission before setting forth to Elpis. With luck, we shall not be waiting long. What a fascinating etheric signature. In accordance with the Convocation's request, two of you have been granted leave to observe Pandaemonium. I shall register your aether for the records. From this point on, you may freely come and go from Pandaemonium as you please. Now, that was a painless process. I take this as a sign that we are meant to conduct our investigations together. Of course, while you have been permitted entry into the facility, the specimens housed inside must be handled with utmost care. You are not to heed the warder's instructions at all times. Or you are to heed the warder's instructions at all times. I keep messing that up. Holy cow. As worthy of further study, interring them within the facility. Those who spend their days in Pandaemonium are not merely researchers. They must work tirelessly to ensure that none of their subjects slip their shackles. For all intents and purposes, the place is a dungeon. Perhaps such a comparison arouses frightful imagery, but Pandaemonium is a frightful place. I know not the purpose of your investigation, but if you discover aught that merits a report, pray do so with utmost haste. Master La Habrea shall guide us upon the proper course of actions from here. Then I take it that means you have detected nothing amiss of late? The wardens have reported nothing that would cause alarm. Minor fluctuations in aether have been observed, but surely Master La Habrea would have acted if they were anything worth worrying about. I see. It appears La Habrea is kept well abreast of the ongoings here. Then, I hope I'm not overstepping my boundaries by asking, but you seem to be quite familiar with Master La Habrea. Do you know him? Oh, that's funny. Oh, the stories I could tell you. Know him? We've met. Oh, the stories I could tell you. You are no mere familiar, are you? Master La Habrea is not known for being generous with his time. That one would have stories of his company almost beggars belief. Regardless, while I doubt I need to tell you this, he is of the convocation. Take care that your actions do not hinder his work. And with that, we are free to make our way to Pandeamonium. The nearest that will take us there is on the eastern bank of Leith. Let us delay no further. Oh. Okay. Better just to fly there. But yeah, if anything, I'll probably, when I get into the fight, I'll put it to record. That way, if there's any disconnects, I can just, hopefully, if need be, post them separately without interruption or whatever. If need be. To contain my surprise for the sake of appearances, but is it true that you two have met La Habrea in the flesh? I find you more fascinating by the moment. Still, I shall refrain from asking too many questions. Secrets will make our journey all the more intriguing. We shall come to know each other in time. Or else why would fate have orchestrated our meeting? In any case, let us be off. Truth be told, this will be my first time beholding the fabled Pandeamonium with my own eyes. Here's to a new adventure, eh? We've seen this before. We saw it during the before Endwalker came out, the live stream. It is much as I feared. The speaker seemed in such high spirits that for a moment I thought the ethereal irregularity not nearly so grave as foreign as I had imagined. Alas, 'twas a fleeting and vain hope. To gaze upon this complex network of chains and wards, the untrained eye might not sense anything awry, nor no effort has been spared in making this place impenetrable. Yo, this place is definitely a dungeon. Holy cow. Even the finest of masterworks is not without its flaws, however. Someone or something is tampering with the protections. It is working from within, eroding them from the inside out. Fear not, there is no immediate danger. I reinforced the protections I could for the moment we arrived. Yeah, I reinforced what protections I could from the moment we arrived. Okay, there we go. This will not put an end to whatever is occurring, but it shall at least serve to slow its progress. One small victory, though the road ahead of us is yet longer. Yes, powerful forces are at work here. The silence in the air speaks volumes. While I did not expect a bustling facility, I see not a single warder. Our first course of action should be to seek one out, wherever they may be. However, there is something you must know. The magic I wove upon entering requires my constant awareness. That is to say, if we were forced to fight, I cannot risk joining you in battle. Should I lose focus, Pandaemonium's protections will rapidly crumble before the force assailing them. Were there another way, I would gladly choose it. But let us at least be grateful that neither of us is here alone, trapped in hopeless circumstances. If we should fail to find a peaceable solution, then I hope that I can rely on your strength to see us through. Of course, you have my promise. Thank you for offering your help so willingly. If weapons are drawn, I hope to be able to lend at least a touch of magical support. Creation magics do have their uses in that regard. I had in mind to use your Aether as a basis for illusionary allies that will fight at your side. Perhaps 7 shall do. Not exactly an army, but by the looks of you, a formidable band nonetheless. Is that how they explain you? Like, why? I guess you can't be using Azem's crystal there. That would cause questions and concerns. But at the same time, it's like, nah, dude, I got it. But whatever. Then so shall it be. Now, what, I wonder, awaits us in Pandeemonium's pitless hall? Is that it? Is the first one unlocked? Asphodelos, the first circle. I cannot say for sure what awaits us. Let us make ready for the worst, and we shall not be taken by surprise. Oh god, this is nerve-wracking, cuz screwing up here means... let's eat some food. And it says only 5 minutes. I'm just gonna say hi first time. Oh. Get that out of the way. That way, you can just say. Second time here, so feel free to share advice. I'll save them. What? I completely just missed that. It appears that waters are seek. I'm afraid he is not in a state to answer questions. Perhaps you can... I can't see what he's saying! Too fast! That's cool. That's very cool. Warder of the Condemned. Erectognosis? Erectognosis? Okay. Any other tips? All they said was wash the chains, and I have no idea what that means. What does that mean? Supposed to do something there? I don't know. Okay. And like not talking at all because I am just trying so hard. I feel an overwhelming heat. Do I? No, okay, that's wrong. That's wrong. That's wrong. I gotta go here. I have messed up my rotation like crazy. Okay. What now? I see somebody going to blue. So I'm going to blue. Okay, I see blue on surrounding the box. So is that what it was? Whoa. Okay, I see. So I gotta go the opposite color and then watch for the chains to not get hit. Oh, I messed that up. I didn't stack. My bad, guys. That was my fault. I feel like such a jackass now. I'm with everybody else, so. Oh my god, I completely so got lucky. I was not paying attention to the bloody... the chain, whatever you call that thing. Oh my god, I just got so lucky. Not paying attention, and I need to pay attention. And now I gotta fire, so I gotta go on ice. I gotta go on ice on that side. I gotta go with red here. Did I get hit? I don't think so. Okay, I thought for a second I got hit. Just focusing so hard. Be in red. And the other side. God, I'm focusing so hard. I gotta go with it. Fire. What do I have? Oh god, no! No! I messed up! Oh my god, at the very end I messed up! God, it would have been perfect run if I hadn't fucked that up. Oh, so mad at myself. Oh, I forgot to turn on my weapon. Looked all lame there. An idiot. I think I want the armband. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go for accessories first. Aw, nobody gave me a commendation. All because of my one freaking death. Um, really hate that. Freaking don't need so many of you. And where's my... There it is. Oh, it's a ring! Okay. That was a thrilling display, and if I may be so wanting, the warriors I spun from your aether fought even more splendidly than I had anticipated. I suppose they were cut from an excellent cloth. We should wait until this man regains his senses. He wears the robes of a warder, and I would be very curious to know what drove him to attack us sight unseen. Yeah, the thing went by so fast I couldn't even read it. Tenant, he stirs. Oh, I gotta turn on my weapon. Erictonius. Erictonius. Eristonia? Whoa, these names. Holy crap, these names. What? What came over me? It's coming back to me. My mind was filled with a storm of desperation, anger. I leapt at you, though I knew not of your intentions. Pray accept my apologies and my thanks. Had you not knocked some sense back into me, I may have fallen upon someone else less capable of defending themselves. I am Erictonius. I'm just gonna call him. Just stick with it. I am Eric, a warder of Asphodylus, Pandaemonium's highest layer, and the place we're in now. One must wonder why you were so desperate to keep us out. What is happening in Pandeamonium? The creations interred within Asphodylus have been set free, and stalk its halls to no end but violence. That is not good, to say the least. Has this ever happened before? No, never. Each level of Pandeamonium is under the charge of a key ward, who would keep strict control over the most minute aspects of their domain. They're selected with great care, and their loyalty to Master La Habrea is absolute. Well, that's the problem there. Yet something has gone terribly wrong. Try as we might to hold the line, the chaos within is overwhelming. I hardly realized that I had become separated from my colleague. I remember a chorus of whispers assailing my senses, and afterwards only flashes of rage and fury. Then blackness, from which I awoke to find that whatever had come over me was gone. I see, your senses may have been muddled by the magics that affect the mind. Perhaps the self-same ones that saw you separated from the other warders. Whatever had taken a hold of me, thank you for releasing me from its clutches. That you've come here from the surface must mean some word of our plight has reached the outside world. If you know anything that may help, pray tell. Shit's going down! Horror among horrors. So Pandeamonium's protections are indeed being dismantled from within. By the same individual or individuals that released its captives and set them upon you, no doubt. Such knowledge avails us little. However, if we could ascertain their identity, Themis, was it? You said you worked for an organization under the auspices of the Convocation. Were they to receive word of what has transpired here, what measures would they take? Not good ones. Doubtless they would consider this place to be a lost cause. Pandaemonium's ties to the outside world would be severed, or perhaps it would be wiped from existence entirely. Not nice. As I thought. Were the creatures to escape into the outside world, there would be untold carnage. The words of La Habrea would never risk that, despite what value the research subjects may hold. All the more reason to work with haste. If we can't expect further help, then it falls upon me to save the others. I'll not leave them behind. You would go alone? I won't leave the other warders to face certain doom. I know they fight for survival even now. They wouldn't abandon their duty. They would see the creatures return to their cells at all costs. And so I must do the same. Themis, I know the request I'm about to make of you is a monumental one, but please say not a word of this to the convocation, not until I've been given a chance to set things right. Ah, dude, sink it. Sink it to the bottom of the ethereal sea. Where's my water? Oh no, my water's gone. Damn it, I'm so thirsty right now. Forgive my rudeness, but my decision cannot be swayed by emotion. You would only be consigning yourself to an early death. Strength of resolve alone cannot win in the face of overwhelming odds. That being said, our investigation has only just begun, and we would be remiss to turn back ere we've made an exhaustive survey. So for the time being, there is a slightly more than resolve to rely upon. Wait, there is slightly more than resolve to rely upon. Okay. Words fail me. I knew you'd be all too eager to join us. Each moment since you fell from the skies has been more interesting than the last. More and more you remind me of my dear friend, which goes some way toward encouraging me that this matter will yet reach a satisfactory conclusion. So, you agree to help? For the moment, our goals align. The protective magics of Pandeamonium yet hold. So for the moment, time is in our favor. Let us proceed upon the course you and Tenon have set us upon. Themis and Tenon, yes? Thank you. The warders owe you a great debt already. We shall be glad to have someone familiar with Pandeamonium's halls by our side. A party of 3 is ever so much more entertaining than a pair of 2. Now let us turn our attention to rescuing your colleagues. Perhaps it would be wise to approach the gates, in case any have followed you. Okay, I know I had water here somewhere. Was behind. I took critical already, so let's go. It seems our investigation will be quite the ordeal after all. Still, I find it hard to believe that La Habrea knows not of what has transpired. The Whoever the mastermind of this crisis is, they do not lack the power and cunning. Under the surface. Eric is peering into the depths of Pandaemonium. Okay. But a sound can be heard from within, which means neither creature nor warder has made it this far. We should begin forming a plan to save them. 1. Forgive me if I misunderstand, but do you mean to rescue the warders and creations both? Naturally, although they may be dangerous, they're valuable research subjects. I wouldn't see our labor or untold hours. So our untold hours of study go to waste. Dude, no, don't, no. I dare say La Habrea would smile to hear you say such a thing. If we had cause to report this incident to him, well, that is, if we had cause to report this incident to him. There. Smile? I'm not sure. Wait, did he say smile? I dare say, hey, La Habrea was okay. La Habrea would smile. I'm like thinking, can you just ask this guy to smile? Smile. I'm not sure his face is capable of such things. Ah, so you've met him before. I was under the impression he rarely visited Pandaemonium. I have, yes. My mentor was the previous head of this facility, that is to say, La Habrea's predecessor in the position of Chief Keyward. Her name was Athena, and she was a researcher with the words. 'Twas she who appointed me to this position, in fact. I see. I did not know there was a Chief Keyward before La Habrea. Your motivation to save your research subjects is not entirely driven by duty to the words. Then, I always mess up those commas and these bloody things there. Ugh. Yeah, it looks like it cut out again. Jesus Christ. Alright. Try that again. I see. I did not know there was a chief keyword before La Habrea. Your motivations to save your research subject is not entirely driven by duty to the wards, then. You wish to also preserve the work of your mentor. You, the Rhino. I'm lacking in ideas of how to go about that, however. I'm a mere warder, and cannot wield intermittent magics. Ah, but of course I can hardly expect you to be versed in the magics we use here. If you recall, during our battle earlier, I bound you in ethereal shackles. Interment is a more refined and powerful magic based upon the same principle. While both are used to keep our subjects docile, only the keyword of each tier is permitted to use interment. Even if I were allowed, I lack the aptitude to use the spell to any notable effect. Fascinating. I have some knowledge of these forms of spellcraft, actually. La Habrea himself established their foundation, if I recall. While shackles are meant to bind an object in place for a short time, interment freezes the very space around it for as long as the caster wills, so they can freeze time, basically. Indeed, while the illusionary beings you summoned in our fight suggested as much, I see your knowledge of magic is vast. Perhaps you've already mastered the art of interment and I've been lecturing you like a child all this time. I'm afraid my knowledge ends there. I have not the precise understanding of how the invocations interact with natural laws that would be needed to cast such spells with any consistency. While I consider myself well versed in various magics, I would be ill-advised to assume the duties of keyword without instruction. That being said, if I were to learn more of interment and its inner workings, perhaps. Well, you have a warder standing in front of you. Leave the fighting to me. You two can figure out the rest. Let's just say it like that. One second here. Well, the solution is obvious when you put it like that. Eric, you implied that what prevented you from performing interment was lack of magical capacity. What if I supplemented your power with my own? Would the spell succeed then? I can't say for certain. I've never heard of such a thing being done. I believe it may be our best recourse, that is, of course assuming you can perform the initial rites and the incantations flawlessly. Even the smallest misstep and we would have to start over. You need to worry about that. I've seen the spell cast so many times that their motions have been burned into my memory. I won't disappoint. Very well. Let us work out the specifics afterwards. Once we do, we can test out our method on one of the escaped creatures, though I suppose there is the matter of finding. It would be foolish to rush in blindly, lest we find ourselves surrounded with naught but an untested stratagem at our disposal. Nay, I would prefer to engage a single creature that Tennant could dispatch on his own if the spell were to go awry. I agree, and I may have an idea in that regard. I recall seeing the hippocampus wandering the waterways during my flight. Perhaps it's still there. Few of the subjects housed within Athlodeus are fond of water, and I believe we'll be able to engage the beast without fear of unwanted guests. Then that shall be our first target, or perhaps subject, is a better term. Before we commence with the interment magics, the creature should be weakened to a sufficient degree. I believe I can trust you with that task. You got it, dude. As dependable as ever. Once you have given it a thorough trouncing, we shall bind this hippocampus with the keyword's magic. Until then, my illusion shall fight by your side. The hippocampus will be alone, but it's a daunting component nonetheless. Its magic warps the environment around it, and it will be at home amidst the waterways. Steel yourself for a fight. Time for round 2. Not round 2. Fight. first and foremost, terminal. What do you think? I take it we are each ready to fulfill our respective role. Truth be told, this will be the first time I have practiced magic that requires a degree of cooperation between parties. How thrilling. Athena ever drove home the fact that our subjects should be treated with the utmost care. It would be best if we could see them confined once again, rather than disposed of like beasts gone feral. I imagine you don't show freaking Hermes this place, because Jesus, his whole attitude about it would be a freaking nightmare. Oh man, so these do say different things. I mean, the discovery of crystal born from Coral Reefers above. Okay, no, that's not the same. With the warder Eric has brought with him the chilling news that all creations within Asmodeus, the highest level of Pandaemonium, now run free of their fetters. In order to prevent total chaos from bursting forth into the world above, Themis and Eric plan to utilize instrument magics to safely capture any errant creatures, if their theory translates well into practice, that is. With only one way to find out, you head to the waterways to confront a monster of legend, the water-wielding hippocampus. Okay, nope. Alright. Let's try not to die this time. I was so close last time. Last time I almost had no deaths, and then I messed up at that last part. Ugh. So saddening that I messed that up at the last second. The last few minutes of the fight, I died. Oh man, 8 minutes for this one. The first circle was only 8. But yeah, I don't know why this thing keeps messing up. I don't think it's my internet. It shouldn't be my internet. Alright, here we go. Whoa! Mythic creation, the hippocampus. Okay. Okay, yeah. So I'm not the only new person, there's other new people. That's good to know. Nobody's saying anything though. We only have one ranged DPS. Oh, we have another Dragoon. That's surprising. far, so good. Just been my little tank. When mechanic freaking start, I'm assuming. Water going that way. Oh! Did I dodge it? Oh my god, that was pure unadulterated luck. I don't know. Oh! Nope. Oh my god, that healer, I love you. Whoever that healer is, I love you, bro. I almost just messed that up. Looking around the stage, anything else? I'm messing up my rotation so bad. God. What do I do? I have no idea. Like, I still understand the mechanic of the arrow. Oh my god, I narrowly missed that, I just saw. I pressed the wrong button there, thank God it was a mechanic. Oh, I see a head. God, I messed up. How am I still alive there? I mean, I know how I'm alive, but like, I know I messed that up. God, I've been messing up. Oh my god, this whole time I've not put my rotation in. Oh my god, I just messed it up again! What do I do? Where do I go? I still don't get that mechanic. I still don't understand. Nobody limit break? But like that whole time nobody had limit break. I'm like, holy crap! But no death. That's a good thing for me. No death. I'm glad that happened. Pair of unsung gauntlets of Astodea. Okay. That's super cool. Alright, let's give it to the other dragoon. Let's see. Unsung ring. I guess. I mean, do multiple rings give you different accessories? Pass. Neat. Come on, somebody give me a commendation. The last one here. Give me a commendation. Yeah, I got a commendation. But yeah, I mean, I understand that there's two halves. There's the upper half and lower half. One half is looking one way, and the other half is looking the other way. But I don't understand how, when the one that's looking this way, it was still showing it. Either that or I'm blind. I don't know. I just suck. That's why I can't. Like, if I ever do raid, it is not going to be pretty, and it's going to take me a long time. That's a big if. Holy cow, that's a huge if. That was a trial by fire, or water, I suppose. But I had faith we would see it through, so long as we had your stout arm, of course. I knew that you were no mere mercenary, but to make such clean work of the hippocampus, seasoned fighters scarcely have occasion to visit Pandaemonium, let alone display their skill. Mastery takes all forms indeed. Needless to say, our plan worked to perfection, in no small part thanks to you. Thanks to you two. Themis' power was more than enough to complete the interment. Spellcasting. The interment. Spellcasting was never my strong suit, but that almost made me feel like a proper mage. Truly, having seen your abilities firsthand in your fight with Tennant, I beg to disagree. Shackles is one exception, and 'tis only because I have been forced to practice it since I was but a small child. Other magics leave me feeling completely out of my depth. Regardless, it seems luck is on my side, to guide me to you. We may prove the impossible possible after all. Very nice. Took determination for this, so directed this. Don't need these right now. Shit, how many rings does it take to get an accessory? Or have I screwed up and bracelets actually have different thingamabobbers, what do you call them? Where do you trade these in at? So that way I can, I'm assuming Rod's at home. Yeah, let's take a quick break so I can see what I'm doing. And hopefully I'm not screwing this up. Or I have already screwed up by taking 2 rings. Collectible appraiser. Script exchange. Blender's vendor. Let's field craft stuff. Material melder, blah blah blah. Okay. Ah, okay. Literally a new person here. Okay, okay. Oh, okay. Mythos is savage, honestly. Little nature of Jones. Let's see what you're 605 gear. Holy shit balls. What do you look like? Ooh, that's actually kind of cool. Oh, the blade is broken, it fills it! I want it so bad. Let me see. Aww. The spear doesn't look all that great. It's... I like the little, I like the effects, but I'm not a big fan of the 3 prongs. I like having, like, a spear. I can do it. Oh, that's actually really cool. What about this side? I haven't even touched Reaper. I haven't leveling up a month though. What are your what is the... Whoa. Oh, that's kind of cool. It's just a little thing across the face. That's actually kind of cool. They get the one across the... That's actually like the Dragoon one better. It goes across like the face like that. That's actually badass. What about the Monk? Oh, Monk is similar to Dragoon. In fact, I would say they're the exact same thing. Yeah, they look exactly the same. No, they are exactly the same. That's kind of bummer. They look exactly the same. Oh, it's road stuff. What am I doing looking at Savage stuff? Let's look at the regular stuff. This is what I'm gonna be looking. It's 580. Oh, it looks the same. Oh, that's kind of a bummer. Huh. Okay, so it is one ring each. So I can technically get all 4 of the sides this week. Because I'm pretty sure people aren't even going for the ring. They're going for the actual stuff, like this stuff here. So I think I'm going to keep with it. So I got 2 rings. I'm going to get 2 other rings, and I can just basically fill out this side. That being said, does that mean weapons? Oh, that's right. There's no normal mode weapons. I'm pretty sure that's how it is. There's no normal mode weapon. You can only get the weapon on Savage. I think that's how it goes. Oh man, that's a bummer. Because I really like the way it looks. So, yeah. I mean, a lot of stuff, actually. 2 for the helm, 2 for the arm, 2 for the legs, and 4 for the... 2 for the feet, and 4 for the body, and 4 for the chest. So basically, after I'm done getting the rings, the best bet is just to go 2 and 2, that way I can get 2 pieces. I'm pretty sure that's how everybody's doing it. I'm just being a dark. But yeah. But yeah, that's right. There is no weapon. The weapon gives you the Discal Tomestone, and then the Discal Tomestone you take over here with your wait, no, because you need to level it up to a Radiant. Because I have the Radiant Partition. I have the Moon Partition. What the fuck is... Oh no, Radiant's the... this one. I haven't limited astronomy. Yeah, that's oh fuck, that's right. Oh, okay. So, yeah, I could basically, to get this weapon, it would be get this, get a Discal, and trade it into him, and he gets you the 600 weapon. And then you have to do Savage to get the tokens for the Savage weapon. That's what. Oh, please. Yeah, this is not my forte. Let me tell you that right now. This is all 580 stuff. Because technically, if you had done I haven't done Zodiac Extreme or Hydralion Extreme. But basically, if you had done Zodiac Extreme, you wouldn't even bother with these accessories. Because Zodiac gives you 580, right? Yeah, Zodiac already gives 580, so technically for everybody who's done Zodiac already, they would just skip the accessories. They wouldn't even bother. They would go straight to, you know, the pants and the boots and everything else. Yeah, so I would need 6. No, wait a minute, I would need 8. But I have a healer too, so yeah, I would need way more. I would need 10 rings to level up all my characters at what they're at. But yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then the healer side 9, 10, 11, 12. But yeah, that being said, obviously I focus one at a time. I guess I would fill out my Dragoon first, because he's the one I'm going to be taking to raids. I will probably never tank a raid or heal a raid, because I'm just not that confident. I know that's probably a bad thing to say, and maybe not forever, but I'm not that confident in raiding. So, yeah. Alright, back to us. Now that I know what I'm looking for. And again, I'm an idiot. I could have literally gotten one of the rings and put it on him right now. 2 of them. I'm gonna do this. And I can't summon my chocobo here. That's a bummer. You gotta run all the way. Run! Run! Ugh, my sprint doesn't make it. Alright. We already talked to Eric, right? No, we haven't. After witnessing the hippocampus's capabilities, I should not blame you for wishing to avoid engaging any further creations in the place of their choosing. Alas, I doubt we will have that luxury. Of course not. The fires of creation. Themis is pondering the road ahead. While our success in sealing away the hippocampus is certainly heartening, the fact that we have yet to see any other warders concerns me. The key word of Asphodelos is nothing if not cautious. Doubtless he has gathered what warders he could and retreated to a safe area. Let us hope so. It occurs to me that I know little of the keywords besides their magical prowess. Is there aught more you can share? Of course. A man named Hesperos is in charge of Asphodelos. Not only does he have thorough knowledge of the creatures here, but he takes great pains to be a mentor to each of the warders under his charge. He has yellow eyes. Freaks me out. Not really freaks out, but makes me automatically assume evil. He has done much to ensure that I flourish here, in spite of my ineptitude at magic, and have always known him to be the sort of man who faces difficult decisions with unwavering composure. Furthermore, keywords are not only masters of interment, they can also bend the hallways of Pandaemonium to their will with creation magic. With all this in mind, I am certain that so long as Hesperos guides them, the other warders are safe. I can see why absolute control over the environs is imperative. We have faced the hippocampus upon arid sands instead of the waterways. I suspect the battle would have ended much. Wait. Had we faced the hippocampus upon arid sands instead of the waterways, I suspect the battle would have ended much more quickly. In any case, if this Hesperos is capable of caring as you say, is as capable and caring as you say, we would do well to seek him out as soon as we can. He has not taken your colleagues to a secure location. Wait, what? He has not taken your colleagues to a secure location? Jesus. The way these people speak. I'm assuming this is like old proper English or some shit. Damn. The safest place would be the innermost circle of Asphodelos. From there, they could flee to Abyssos, if hard-pressed. Even should they have sought safe haven within other circles, if we make for the fourth, we ought to encounter them on the way. Indeed, we shall gain a comprehensive understanding of the situation within Asphodelos, which will be essential in determining whether we ought to continue down to Abyssos. The rub, of course, is that I myself possess no power to bend the circles to my will. Instead, we must proceed through the central corridor, which was barred by the Phoenix. Instead of Phoenix, it's the Phoenix, or is it still said pronounced Phoenix? The Phoenix. Phoenix. That's just okay. Which was last barred by the Phoenix, last I checked. Phoenix was hardly not, and he was hardly the only one. This Phoenix will be one of many attempts at the concept gone awry. I, far from invoking wonder, our Phoenix is a creature of fury and wrath, and seeks only to turn the world to ash. Thus was it confined within Pandaemonium. Development of the concept continued elsewhere, but as the moons turned, more and more researchers abandoned the project as an impossibility, save for La Habrea and his words. When I received word that at long last La Habrea had succeeded where so many others had failed, I was nearly overcome. Pray tell, how did the warders of Pandeamonium celebrate their master's accomplishment? I don't believe we did. The research of the words of La Habrea has little consequence to our work here, save for those rare times it charges us with a new specimen. Truth be told, I don't remember anyone making note of the occasion. So somebody's messing with the mines. But enough reminiscing. We must make ready to confront the Phoenix. Sorry. So wait. Is Kairos in play here? Has Kairos been used to tamper with the minds of these Athians? Like Hermes tried to do with us? While it's possible that it flew off to some other wing of Pandeamonium, we would make that assumption at our own peril. Better to assume that we'll need to bring Asphodelos' most unruly subject to heel. I certainly see no reason to delay. The overflame will avail it far less in a barren corridor than elsewhere. so it may well serve us to subdue it sooner rather than later. It's calling us over. There it is. Yeah, he's the bad guy. What was his name? Hesperos? What? It seems whoever is behind this can alter the space around us at will. We face an uphill battle. Impossible. If those were creation magics at work, then that means... Let us confront that reality after we've conquered the enemy in front of us. Every drop of our focus shall be required if we are to enter the Phoenix. Enter and tier? Okay. Third circle. Alright. Yeah, I don't know who that is. We shall gain naught from allowing the larger implications of this to distract us from the fight ahead. The Phoenix rage will be unbridled, but I trust you are prepared for the worst. Quite well, friend. Alright. Okay. Once again. Oh my god. Yeah. Oh man, I forgot to thank the healer that saved my life in the last fight. So, like, early on, when I was running in the wrong direction, and he rescued me out of the way. Oh my god, I totally forgot to say thanks to him. Oh. Need more water, but it looks like we're almost done. We need one tank. We need one tank. Oh man. Oh, my food ran out too. And I think I only have one left. Oh no, I have two. Let's wait until it starts and then I'll eat them. Waste those precious minutes or seconds. Another thing I need to do is I'm literally 6 scales away from being able to get the Raplos mount, which I've been wanting for a while. Look at that, 152 of these. Funnily enough, I've ran this thing 44 times, and not once, we've gotten chests, but not once did a chest have the whistle in it. At least, I don't think it did. I'm not sure. Ah. Mythic creation, the Phoenix. Alright, what is the first time? Okay, nobody says anything. What? They just oh, okay. Comet's in my way and I can't really see. Keep people running away. I have no idea. I didn't see the cast bar. I didn't see anything. I just really followed people. Fire. What's that, people? I'm looking at people. What are you doing? What do we do? What do we do? We kill these things? What do we do? What do we do there? Less Cinderwing. Completely and utterly lost at what just happened. What do we do? I have no idea where we go. I'm assuming we're taking him away from... Okay. Are we screwed? Are we screwed? What are we doing? fine. Well, oh god, I messed up the rotation again! What does that do? Exaltation. So lost. No. Leave me be. Oh, that hit me. That hit me hardcore. Holy crap. Oh god, I couldn't do anything. Damn, I should have second winded. I thought I had used it, so in my mind I was like, oh, I used it already. But then I saw it on my freaking hotbar and I'm like, oh wait, I didn't use it. Okay, let's wait until this is done. Oh god, no! What do we do? Am I supposed to go to a flame? I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, I was supposed to go to this flame here. Oh. Left. Oh no! Oh thank god, healer LB3. Oh thank god for healer LB3. I start paying attention more to the games or whatever. Oh, God. That was my stupidity. That was my stupidity. I could have seen it coming and I totally fucked that up. Never forget the plane. Oh, right. Oh, I couldn't do nothing! I literally couldn't do anything. I had half health. I needed a healer to heal me. There was nothing I could do. Just limit break. Limit break! Sorry, I suck. Up to the other dragoon. Up. Fast. I'll move that. Fast. I'll move that. I got an 89 on both of them, really? Nice. So, I got my ring. I don't know what they're waiting for. Oh wait, I should have been talking to these guys. Whence did this hellscape arise? We've won, but the question remains. Oh man, that means I missed the first two. They probably had dialogue too. Well, not the first one, but definitely the second one. With that, the Phoenix shackled once more. However, there is yet the matter of this arena. As you've told us, there is but one person in Asphodelos with the ability and authority to wield such magic. Though fortunately, it appears he has saved us the trouble of finding him. A contemptible display, as befits an inferior specimen. What'd you call me, bitch? Even so, I expected it would at least delay your advance. Imagine my surprise when I saw the chains of interment drag the phoenix back to its cave. Either the bird is even more of a failure than its creators care to admit, or you are no mean trespassers. It means near. I had hoped our suspicions were misplaced, but alas. Keyword Hesperus. Why? Why have you brought such chaos to your beloved Pandeemonium? Pandeemonium. Pitiless, impenetrable, and utterly steadfast, unlike those charged with its keeping. What has possessed you? I don't understand. Oh, Eric, must you pester me with these inane questions? Think of yourself. Surely you can muster a theory or two with that dim wit of yours. Then again, you have never been one for insight. Why Master La Habrea suffers your mediocrity, I shall never understand. Or why Master La Habrea. You may look like him, but you are not Hesperos. The Hesperos I know. Something has warped you. Something has warped you too, from the inside out. The keyword I knew had compassion for all those under his charge, be they clad in robes or shackled in chains. Was that all a farce? Did you hide your contempt for us for all these years? Those who are content to merely glimpse the water's surface are doomed to be dragged into its depths. You've proved my opinion of you with every word. Why did he look? He looks like Dracula. What the hell? My mind is clearer than it has ever been. Even now, seeing you feebly grasp for answers makes the bile rise in my throat. Such wasted potential. To be son to Master La Habrea, yet no more skilled with magic than a newborn babe. Oh shit, Eric's his son? Oh. Eric is La Habrea's son? What? Or, not the La Habrea we know probably. It's probably Athena. The person they were talking about before. But of course, it's always about La Habrea. Silence. You are not worthy to utter his name. For once, be grateful to witness a feat beyond your meager abilities, beyond your shallow reckoning. I have slipped the surely bonds of mortality. I have become one with our mythic creations and rid myself of imperfections. I stand upon the threshold of godhood. Oh god, now another one of these guys. As a Hemitheos shall I serve Master La Habrea, ever faithful until the end of days. Oh shit, what a badass! Oh shit! What a... My god, holy shit. Oh my god. Wow, 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 wow. Of course the stream had a freeze up at that point. Oh my god, that was badass. You're so blinded by arrogance that you have lost sight of what it means to serve. Eric is more capable than you could ever know. Uh, yeah, I guess so. Okay. It was thanks to his instructions that I was able to master the art of interment, both how to wield it and how to break free of it. 10. Let us quit this place. Whatever poison has corrupted Hesperos' mind, it is plain that his power far eclipses our own. We must have time to gather our strength. Weaklings though they may be, it takes a singular aptitude to master intermittent so quickly, to say nothing of how swiftly that familiar laid low the Phoenix. Regardless, their noble aims will be their undoing. Where they fritter away their strength in calming the beast of Asphodielos, I continue my work. Even should they survive long enough to reach the heart of my domain, naught shall await them but doom. Doom. I eagerly await your arrival, Eric. Even the dullers have their uses. Oh yeah, they definitely making him look like Dracula. Where's Eric? Oh, there he is. Please, leave me be. Uh-huh. My darkest suspicions have been realized. We faced the keyword of Asphodielos himself. More than that revelation, however, Eric worries me. He loves Hesperos for his compassion, but received not the scorn from whatever the keyword has become. He has said little since our return. I only hope that the shock of recent events does not prove to be the death knell for his resolve. Anything new from you? No. Okay. Rewards the warriors. Okay. Much as I am loath to desert Eric so soon after what just occurred, I am afraid circumstances do not afford us the luxury of time. Perhaps it will do him well to speak about recent events concerning both the keyword and his father. He seemed reticent to say aught concerning La Habrea when the subject was broached. Doubtless his relationship with his father is a fraught one. So yeah, it is his dad. La Habrea is his dad. Is it the La Habrea we know, or is it a predecessor of his? The creation of the ward which surrounds Pandaemonium with an astounding feat of magical prowess, a feat accomplished by none other than La Habrea. That both my father and I can bind others in chains is perhaps the only thing that we have in common. Ah, so it is true. I'm La Habrea's son, bereft of his talent for magic or his brilliance, but his son nonetheless. Surely this doesn't come entirely as a surprise to you. Nay, I had an inkling when you said that you had practiced ethereal shackles since childhood. Assuming you have been employed here for quite that long, it had to indicate some long-held connection with La Habrea. 'Twas La Habrea that taught me how to cast ethereal shackles, but that was it. My further education was overseen by the words of La Habrea, more specifically my mother, who was a researcher there. You did speak of Athena, chief keyword before La Habrea. She is your mother, yes? Oh, fuck? I was stupid. I can see now why you were chosen to lead this investigation. You have the right of it. Athena was my mother, and it was she who invited me to join her here. La Habrea had nothing to do with it. I see there is little love lost between you two. What I cannot see is why La Habrea was appointed chief keyword when another was already in place. Was in place. My mother is no longer with us. Oh shit. And La Habrea was all too eager to resume her responsibilities, with nary a moment spared to mourn her. What love do I owe him now, when he offered not one drop of compassion then? Ah, I see. She is no longer with us, an expression to convey the end of a life. I've known only the public face of La Habrea. While he is lauded for his ability to maintain composure in the face of unnerving circumstances, I must admit that oft he comes across as cold. Apologies, but can we speak of something else? This topic isn't an easy one for me to discuss. Of course, there are more pressing matters at hand, I fear. Namely, how to deal with Hesperos. We have yet to see the other warders. Judging by what we know, we can surmise that Hesperos has confined them somewhere beyond our grasp. And now that he is aware of our presence, we will be preparing for our next encounter. We cannot expect to face him on equal footing. Quite the opposite, in fact. Every moment we spend chasing after advantage for himself, the wisest course would be to find him first and foremost. He said that he was become one with the creations. Perhaps that means he is vulnerable to enterment. In theory, that should be possible. However, is it enough merely to confine him after all he's done? I need to know why. I need to know what drove him to forsake everything he's worked for. Was it truly so that he could serve his masters? To my mind, he's merely put La Habrea's own work at risk in trade for some nebulous power. La Habrea is the chief keyword of Pandaemonium. How would throwing it into disarray win his favor? It doesn't make any sense. I share your curiosity, but we must consider that our enemy has us at a disadvantage in every sense. What do you think? Should we seek to put him in fetters, or would it be too dangerous to allow him quarter? I want answers too, because I'm just as confused. Daring as ever, I see. I know not which trials you have faced in your past, but to see you so certain is all the convincing I need. Very well. Let us try Eric's plan. Thank you, Tim. I believe I can shed some light on the nature of our foe. When Hesperos spoke with us, I noticed he bore the telltale fangs of the Viracolagus? Vricolacus? Holy balls! What the? A beast which feeds off the aether of its prey. Likely that is the creation Hesperos merged his essence with, a vampire. And we know all too well that he can change the environment around himself at will. The battle will not be an easy one, but I believe in our victory. Okay, Eric. As Hesperos possessed such a lust for power that he would resort to this. Clearly I misjudged him. I'd like nothing more than to strike him down myself, but seeing you wipe that arrogant grin off his face will taste just as sweet. He called himself a Hemithios, and claimed immortality. I know not how he discovered this dark art, but his actions do not bespeak a sound mind. Alright, before we continue on, I need to get some water. Be right back. Second here. Alright. I had to do this. Come on. Whoa. This is gonna be nerve-wracking. I did horrible that last try. Holy crap, I died 4 or 5 times with it? Jesus. It was not good. It was not good. Oh. Oh god. My chest. Beating. Nerves. Building. Matthios Hesperos. I wanted him to say, "What is a man but a little pile of secrets?" I kind of wanted him to say that. Tank running. Look right away. What are we doing? Can you hear? What do we do? What are we doing? I think that was it. I pressed the wrong goddamn button. What? tank can't stand there, or DPS can, let's see. That's my assumption there. What are we doing? Oh! Oh! How lucky was I? Oh my god. The luck I just had right there is unbelievable. That one got me. No idea what that. I didn't get that one. Okay, what are we doing here? Assuming can't. DPS can't touch that. DPS, somebody. I didn't. It said a DPS didn't touch it. Like I didn't want to die. Now I feel like an asshole. So maybe I was supposed to. What are you supposed to do? I'm so lost right now. What are we doing? I don't know what I'm supposed to do there. I'm not going to use the LB. LB? I yelled B. I said screw it. I yelled B. I said screw it. Yeah, that whole 4 squares thing, no clue what any of that was. Oh, I need that. That. Pass. 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 Me? Yeah. Oh, I didn't get the minion. Bummer. Oh, before I go. Gross. Why? We only need to seal him away. Body on the ground. Now, Themis, we end this here. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, now, Themis, we end this here. Fools. I will not be put in chains. To think that I would fall before one such as you. Perhaps I should have treated you as more than a mere nuisance. Despite your victory, you shall never have the knowledge you seek. The secrets of my transformation, the secrets of my deception, they shall return to the star with me. You're wasting your breath, Hesperos. We have the upper hand now. Surely you can see that. Yes, yes. My repertoire is not exhausted yet, however. Although I have failed, my end shall be on my terms. I remain loyal to the very last. Come what may, I die with dignity. Well, shit. Did your ambitions lead you so astray, Hesperos? You are better than that. Your star shone more brightly than any other in Pandaemonium. You had La Habrea's respect, his trust. What more did you seek? That you would forsake all that and sully your legacy besides. A lot, apparently. He became so blinded by his own desires that he lost sight of his duty. In the end, he lost everything, and his plans lie in tatters. I failed to see any dignity in them. Even so, I would have liked to know why he chose this path. Hesperos' infatuation with your father was his undoing. Perhaps he was jealous that fate had chosen you, and not him, to be La Habrea's son. So terrible did that jealousy become that he sought to verboten, ver, he sought verboten power? Whoop! Verboten power. Power that La Habrea would be unable to ignore. How does a pursuit for respect warp one's heart so? How does infatuation which with one person turn into contempt for everyone else? I've never heard of such a thing. It's not as uncommon as you think. Not as uncommon as you might. It's just true, even in real life. I see. I admit I cannot find it vexing. But I see. Blah. Again, I see. I admit I cannot but find it vexing. But perhaps that signifies not but my own capacity for bitterness. I do not understand what it is to have a beacon to follow in dark times, a person you trust to guide you true. How it is to desperately wish their light would fall upon you again. But we haven't spent enough time assuming the intentions of the party. Oh, wait, but we have spent enough time assuming the intentions of the departed. There are the living to consider. We must find the other wardens and round up the remaining creations forthwith. Of that, at least, we can be certain. I believe I can be of help in that matter. The influence of Hespero's magic is fading throughout Asphodelos. Now is the perfect opportunity to seize control of the facilities and restore things to their original state. Seize control? Can you really do that? What? What is this presence? Eric, what lies beyond that threshold? That's the passage which connects to Asphodelos, to Abythos. Why? Be on your guard, you two. Now that Asphodelos is free of obstructions, I can more easily sense disturbances in the lower levels. Something stirs in Abythos. Well, that doesn't sound good. That doesn't look good. A warding sigil? How? Let us return to the gate for now. I should like to apprise the situation from there. Needless to say, our investigation is far from over. Shit. Just when I had thought our work to be done, did this tragedy unfold all throughout Pandaemonium? Although we have defeated Hesperos, it appears we have but scratched the surface of Pandaemonium's troubles. My head is still swimming with the question. Try again. My head is still swimming with questions. But could this mean that Hesperos wasn't actually behind this? It's a stark possibility, yes. The root of this crisis may lie somewhere much deeper than Abythos. When we first encountered you, you said the memories of your escape were vague and that your senses were muddled. I believe this was more than the result of a panicked mind. You were made to feel this way by a powerful magical influence. It is possible that this magic could have poisoned Hespero's heart, twisting his affection for La Habrea into burning obsession. Then, in his altered state, he made an offer of power he could not refuse. He was made an offer of power he could not refuse. Wait, are you suggesting that someone else turned Hesperos into that thing? If so, it stands to reason that they wouldn't stop at him. Indeed. Try that again. Indeed. Our mysterious mastermind does not lack for subjects for his experiments, for more potential Hemathia. If what you're saying is true, then my colleague, they're doomed to share the same fate as Hesperos. Do not lose heart yet, Eric. Hesperos challenged us alone, and that tells me that the process of his creation was a long and taxing one. If he was the first Hematheos, then the first of the warders are likely still alive. However, much as I would like to hasten deeper into Pandaemonium, the way forward is sealed off. We must focus our efforts on finding a way through. With the creation still having free reign of Asphodelos, that won't be easy. On the contrary, I yet retain control of these circles, and thus can wield interment magic within their halls at will. The creatures will pose no threat to us. Just like that? Then there's nothing stopping us from returning order to Asphodelos. Just so. I shall require your expertise to keep the peace after the subjects have returned to their confinement, however. You are Asphodelos' sole remaining warder after. Truth be told, I did not expect this investigation to become so involved. Of course, I would like to resolve matters here without resorting to outside help, but... Do you mean to send a report to La Habrea? 'Tis too soon to say. Let us first find a way into Abyssos. It would be best to withhold our judgment until we have ascertained the whereabouts of the other warders and the identity of the party responsible for their disappearance. Agreed. Even so, if it means saving even a single life within Pandeamonium, then I am not above asking La Habrea for help, should it come to that. Recent discoveries certainly paint Hesperos' actions in a new light. The number of unknown elements in this investigation grows. We must proceed forward with the utmost caution. To that end, Eric and I shall remain here for the time being. Much as I enjoy your company, I do not believe we shall be needing protection so long as we remain in Asphodelos. You should take this time to rest. Surely you are weary, and there may be more battles ahead of us. Demas' burden may grow heavier in your absence, but he's shown that he's more than capable to bear it. Still, I would help wherever I'm able. All we've achieved so far has been thanks to you, sir, and I mean to repay the debt I owe. I don't know what use I can be outside of placating the creatures, but I'll find a way. Nod. Oh, no. Nonsense. You owe us nothing. It was thanks to your knowledge of the magics which govern this place that we were able to come this far. Elsewise, we would have likely succumbed to the hippocampus's assault. Each of us has arrived at this dire pass by separate path. That word play there just got me. Each of us has arrived at this dire pass by separate paths, but it is only by combining our respective expertise that we will reach the end of it and see Pandeamonium saved. Nod. No, okay. Thank you, Demas. Hesperos' words seem to have affected me. Ah, so you don't serve the convocation. I suppose I needn't worry about you going behind our backs to curry favor with La Habrea. My friend would be very cautious to hear what has occurred here. That cautious, curious. My friend would be very curious to hear what has occurred here. However, I fear that if I left Pandaemonium, the wards protecting it would quickly deteriorate. I hope he does not mind assuming some of my duties in the meantime. Ooh. Professor Claudian has tasked me with recording the ethereal signatures of each and every crystal in his recent orders. As a lowly assistant, I'm honored to be given such an enormous and monumental assignment. At the professor's behest, we have kept our reports on recent events as vague as we can manage. Even if we wish to do otherwise, not much of note has transpired here as of late. Welcome, Tenant. Back from the past, none the worse for wear, I see. So what finds you? What finds you? What's wrong with me? So, what did you find? Went to the past, Pandeemonium, just escaped. We still don't know what's going on. So there's evil afoot in Pandaemonium, and already an ominous place. I must say, mythic beasts and missing warders. Truly, we are fortunate to see you return to us in one piece. It appears the voice Tenant heard from the crystal spoke the truth. As for who left it behind, and why, those are yet questions to be answered. Indeed, it could be someone who lived among the ancients, or it could be someone trying to avert a tragedy from the future, which remains shrouded in mystery. Yet, ilm by ilm, we shall unveil that mystery, with the help of Tenant, of course. By his actions, with the fabric of the past reshaped, yet he returns to the same present he left. Which can only mean one thing, that his intervention in Pandaemonium's crisis is but one of the countless building blocks of history upon which our present has been built. So basically, it's already been preordained. There is no telling what consequences would arise if we stopped pursuing this matter now. Whatever plot is unraveling within Pandaemonium, we must not let it reach its conclusion. If one of those creatures should escape, what ripples would carry forth to the future? They might wreak havoc upon the world of ancients, and their despair would only leave an indelible mark upon history's pages. That despair would only feed the terrible beast that arose during the final days. Blech. The first final days already had a drastic effect on the eons that followed. If the scars left were made even bigger, then we risk losing our present entirely. Whatever the cost, our connections with the future of Elpis must be preserved. I know I have asked much of you already, but can I count on you to continue your work in Pandaemonium? Got it, dude. Your tireless efforts are much appreciated. If there is aught we can do to ease your burden, you need only say the word. Speaking of which, might you return the crystal into our keeping? While we cannot accompany you to the past, perhaps something can be gained by researching it further. Ah, it shines just as splendidly as the day we met. We shall begin work right away, but I cannot promise any meaningful results for some time. And as matters in Elpis seem to be in a similar state, I must ask that you rest. But before that, allow me to make an introduction. As our fellow researcher, again, Mylene is an expert in armaments throughout history, be they from the far-flung past or made in the most modern forges. Should you find aught of interest in your adventure, bring it here and she will be glad to offer her services. We know researchers in numerous fields that would love to get their hands on artifacts from bygone eras, and would give you goods in return that should aid you in trials ahead. Furthermore, if you ever wish to peruse the records of events you have reported here, Nimiji has been taking faithful and thorough notes. She is at your complete disposal. I sense that we have embarked upon something monumental, something that will dwarf all else I have accomplished in my many years of research. I can think of no greater honor nor reassurance than to have your capable assistance in this endeavor. If there is anything to be found that will contribute to your success, we shall find it. We shall not rest until we have unlocked the mysteries of this crystal, and you will be the first to know when we do. Alrighty, skill speed. Okay. Oh, it's the same one. It's just there's one in Rod's at home, and then there's one here now too. Okay. What are you? I have a save. That's kind of cool. Kind of cool. I can dig it. Oh, my junk. That's a miss. Yeah, even if I get this, I'm definitely gonna glam. For sure. Definitely glamour plating that if I ever. Not that I'm not saying I will, but if by some chance of miracle I do. So this is where you get. You need third book. Third book is Pants. So I need 20 for weapon if I'm not mistaken. No, coding is weapon. No, the Roborant is for the weapon. Coding is for the clothing. Twine doesn't matter. The main one is the Roborant. That's the one I need. Anyway. When it comes to inspiration, I often find myself in short supply. However, I challenge you to find an assistant who can snatch obscure tomes from the stack as quickly as I. I think an adventure says, okay, no, I already had talked to him before. But that we too could hear the words of the crystal and see the memory stirred within, our research would progress by leaps and bounds. Alas, sometimes the great discoveries are made under the most severe restrictions. We shall redouble our research efforts, and be not perturbed by the obstacles we face. I'm assuming this is where we unlock that. Tenant, allow me to thank you personally for your contribution to our research. Your stories of the ancient creations have planted the seeds of a great many theories, and I cannot wait for them to flourish. Recount the tales of Asphodelos. Professor Claudian asked me to write detailed records of your investigation. If you wouldn't mind staying for a while, I would ask you to tell me more of your adventures in the past. Adventures that started with the mysterious crystal seemingly containing a message declaring a crisis in the Pandeamonium, of course. Professor Claudian will eventually make a report, but we are deficient on concrete facts at present. To that end, I suppose a comprehensive catalogue of the beasts you encountered in Asphodelos' circles would be a fine starting point. Yes, I require every gory detail, every hair-raising description. Immediately, I've brought the volumes you asked for, but are you quite certain we need all of this just to research the crystal? Some of these habitats of aquatic life forms, and mists and folklore of the phoenix, for example, seem to have little bearing on the subject. In fact, many of these tomes seem to be related to the creatures of Pandaemonium Tenon spoke of. Surely we have better things to do with our time. Tenon has already encountered and subdued them. What use could further insight offer? Got it. On the contrary, Ruzanon, we would be remiss in our duty as academics not to take every opportunity to learn more of these subjects. To view the creature of bygone times through the lens of a modern science is a dream so few have the chance to achieve. Of course, I'll not deny a personal interest in the matter. As I thought. While there were enough relevant volumes for me to fulfill your request this once, if you wish to state your appetite for knowledge again, might you do so on your own time? Aw, don't be mean. Shall we proceed? Tell me everything you remember, and please spare not a single detail. I don't easily frighten, you may be assured. We might start with your battle with this transformed warder, Eric. Was it? I would like to hear of the keyword and the nature of his metamorphosis. Good. Thank you for this priceless information. While I'm disappointed I couldn't behold your foes with my own sight. Jesus. My own eyes. Your stories have given me more than enough to write sufficiently thorough descriptions. Perhaps we should include basic theories concerning the growth and behaviors of these creatures. It would give our little catalog some flavor, wouldn't you agree? We could start with... I have it. Aquatic life forms in our time have been observed to grow to sizes that are orders of magnitude larger than their larval forms. In fact, it may not be so preposterous to posit that the hippocampus you encountered was merely the larval form of a much more massive and, dare I say, horrific entity. Now, don't look at me like some mad magus. Breakthroughs have been precipitated by even wilder theories than that. As the professor always says, we mustn't let logic stand in the way of brilliance. Not the right thing a scientist should say? Until proven one way or another, every hypothesis is a valid one. There's nothing quite like the ambrosia of inspiration. Your ideas? Are we making records or creating fairy tales? No. Your ideas are intriguing to me. I'm gonna go with that one. So long as I make note in the margins of my records indicating that our theory is unproven, we can let our imaginations run wild. Yes, I said ow. You needn't be a researcher to have an idea that will make it an idea that will leave its mark for a generation. Alrighty. And that was the first part of the raid of Endwalker. Very interesting. I'm already thinking that Themis is going to end up being Elidibus. And I want to say the La Habrea we know is not the La Habrea that this guy's dad. I'm thinking it's somebody else. Or for all we know, maybe Eric becomes La Habrea. Who knows? But yeah. That's it for now. I actually started to stream very late at night, and it's already late. So this is just a short one. And again, I'm sorry for all the freezes and cutouts and and skips. I don't know why this thing is disconnecting, because it says OBS is disconnecting. So it's got to be something OBS related. So I might have to try doing another program. I really don't want to resort to Streamlabs because of their controversy surrounding them. Kinda don't want to, but I may not have a choice. So, but I'll keep sticking with this for now to see, but might have to change it up. But yeah, if you're watching this and you've made it this far, thank you. I appreciate it. Please, if you enjoyed this, leave a like or comment down below. I would appreciate the support. And yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna say, but happy and dumb. So I'll just leave it at that. But yeah, thanks for watching and have a good game.